Hello, wow, this is Linux Mint, of course. This is 22.2 Zara. This is on my other computer, and of course I'm doing a voiceover for this video as I didn't have my recording equipment set up for it. Now, I have delayed on that page. You may have seen that I had delayed the update manager actually booting on up by 2 seconds, because in actual fact it takes 20 odd seconds for it to come on up. I don't know if that's to do with old stuff or what. I have sorted this out and made my own backgrounds for it, and also made my own menu button as well that you can see down there on the left hand side. Made that up in GIMP. Absolutely fantastic. That's what I love about Linux, is you can make it your own, and I've always been a supporter of that you make Linux your own. Don't just have it the way that the devs have it conveyed on out for you. Now, I've taken away all of Linux Mint's themes, and I've put my own theme in, which is, of course, even though it's named after me, Slim's GTK theme, or whatever I called it, Slim's Dark Grey, but it's actually AUKUS, and I just update that particular folder every time that I update that theme. So that's basically all I do. So yeah, so it's my own personal theme that I love to use here in Linux, and of course it's supported for XFCE as well as Cinnamon, and also for Mate as well. It does work pretty good in there too. You know, it just works. Everything just works on out the bag for me. Now, this here is my NVIDIA settings that we're on at the moment. So that's my own script, which I saved from another XFCE desktop. This is Cinnamon though, but it still works the same. So what I'm doing at the moment is coming into Etsy, which has got to be saved here. Open it up as root and then add that to there. So it's already set up for me. The only thing that I did do in the NVIDIA was save the fact that I didn't want screen flipping and whatever else that other command is that's in there. Was it screen flipping and something else? I took those off because Cinnamon has a tendency to, when you're recording inside of OBS, it has a tendency to start flipping around with your recordings and whatever. So this was recorded yesterday, and I have no idea. I can't remember what the hell I was doing, because I had just come off of a night shift and I thought, well, yeah, let's make a video, but nah. I'm just mucking around in it. I'm just setting it up. Now, I have got Plank Reloaded already installed, I believe. I think it's already installed. We go into NVIDIA settings, of course, and it's all been set up. I rebooted and it's down to 120 hertz because I have a 2K monitor, which is 1440p. What I'm doing here is just switching the fan on just to bring the temperature down a bit. You'll see the temperature go on down. It goes down to around about 43, something like that. Let's rewatch it go on down. 47. That's a really handy tool that they added to the drivers. Now, unfortunately, I cannot get the Gigi installed, Debian 13 version of Linux Mint. I cannot get that installed at all. Just will not read off of my USB stick whatsoever. Just will not do it. It just will not install onto this modern hardware. I do not understand as to why, but obviously if I was to install it onto my laptop, it would read it straight away, because all the drivers that you need, all display drivers, are already there, and I'll be able to share NVIDIA on my laptop as well as normal display drivers coming from AMD, which are actually Nouveau drivers, but it'll be fine. Now here, of course, I'm mucking around with panels, and I like them fully transparent. This is about all you can do on here, really. You can't do a lot in Cinnamon. It's not as customizable as, say, something like KDE or even GNOME. There's a lot of extensions on out there that you can get for it, but I tell you what, the Linux Mint team have made one hell of an impressive operating system, really, with the Cinnamon. It is their flagship. It is, basically. So I've just changed them to go on up to the top. In a minute, we do get Plank reloaded on in, and we get it starting up at boot up, and I do reboot and come back in, and everything's tickety-boo, basically. And everything just works on here. You can't go wrong with this. All the drivers are there. Like I say, NVIDIA drivers are all on in there. Absolutely fantastic. And this is why I highly recommend Linux Mint. No matter what environment you're going for, you've got 3 of them on this Ubuntu-based system. The only problem is, of course, is that I really wanted to get LMDE installed. I mean, yes, I could do it in a virtual machine, but I don't see the point in that. I'd rather use it on real hardware. Unfortunately, it would not read Display Manager, no matter if I went into safe graphics or whatever. Just would not read the USB. It switched it off every single time. It's recognised that I've got an NVIDIA card, but unfortunately the drivers on there just aren't there. Yet if I was to install MX Linux, I can do that straight away. Which is bloody weird if you ask me, but hey ho, just one of those things. Like I say, I should be able to install the LMDE Debian version of this onto one of my laptops, so I might do that at a later stage, somewhere next week, probably. So here's Plank now, and yeah, this is how I would use Cinnamon, basically with Plank installed. I don't know why that opened. Oh, I do, actually, because they're locked down. The items on there are actually locked down, so you can't move them across or anything, and that's what I was trying to do there, I believe. Now what I'm trying to do here is to say, well, look, I don't want these up in here, so you can remove them. So if you right click on here, what I should have gone into was applet preferences and just switch that off, but I didn't realize at the time because I couldn't remember on how to do that. But if you go into preferences, you can turn them off altogether from opening up on your panel if you're using, say, Plank Reloaded or any other sort of dock system. You can just switch those on or off inside there. It's not panel settings, you idiot. No, so I actually do go online in a minute and have a look through DuckDuckGo, because I saved my Firefox settings. I brought them on over, the latest settings that I've got saved, and I go into DuckDuckGo and have a quick search in a minute on there. But yeah, just mucking around inside Linux. I love it. I love mucking around inside Linux and setting it up to what I can work with, you know. That's basically why I set it up for. It's not so much about the looks, although I think it looks pretty darn cool with the different backgrounds that I've got going there. Yeah, they're kind of basic, but I made them up in GIMP 3. I made them up myself. I took my time over it, and I like them. I like the backgrounds that I've got there. I like dark modes. I hate really bright themes. I hate them with a passion. I mean, it's bad enough if you use Google, say. There we are, we're on DuckDuckGo, and I was doing a search. Here comes the search, basically on how to switch the panel buttons off, basically, but how to stop apps from being shown in panel. Yeah, that's a really good description. In Cinnamon, I think I put at the end there, but there, yeah, I think it was actually in Cinnamon Desktop, Linux Mint in Cinnamon. I should put on Cinnamon Desktop, but panel Cinnamon Desktop, and there's all of these things you go into. What's it? You have now the DuckDuckGo extension. Really? There you go then. So I went on into the forums. It's a bit green, but hey ho. I've searched the site and I had a look on there, but yeah, not what I was after. Just switching off. Should have went into applet preferences and just disabled them. That's all I needed to do. But I do work that out in a minute. It does come on up. So I was reading this, and yeah, wow. Hey ho, separator applets. Yeah. This was ages ago. This was posted, last year, June the 18th, 2024. So that probably got moved on over. Well, hey ho. I'm just going to have a quick puff on my puffer while we're waiting for this to go on off. I'll probably cut this bit, actually. In fact, that's probably what I will do, and we'll suss it out ourselves. Applet preferences, remove, there we go, and there we are. We've removed it, and now it's lovely jubbly. Now to go off into there, of course, it's control and right click wherever inside of there in order to get into the preferences. What are we doing? Come on, you want to get into preferences, didn't you? There we go. Control and right click on your mouse and you'll get into preferences of the Planck Reloaded. And so we'll bring that one up. We'll bring it right on down to around 120 and we'll bring that right on up, not too far up. Down to around about 80. It's still too much of a zoom. We've got IntelliHide on there and you can delay it, the hide delay and the reveal delay. You can do all that. And later on, of course, I show you how to add it to start up on boot. I'll bring them down to transparent as well. Fully transparent now. Brilliant. Really good. I do like the Cinnamon environment, I do. But I prefer XFCE over this. Fortunately, you can't use Planck in XFCE. You can, but if you start mucking around in one of your panels, you end up with the panel coming on down and it acts as a application and you end up minimizing your actual panel. The bug's been there since the second part of 2016 and it's never ever been fixed, and it's still there with Planck Reloaded as well. Don't know if the dev team of Planck Reloaded know about that. They probably do, and they've probably tried to try and fix it. Here I'm just going to bring up the size of my mouse up to around about there. That's so much better. I like a big mouse so that I can see it on the screen so I don't ever lose it. Celluloid. Oh, we're coming back on into preferences again. That's why I can move them. Get rid of anchor docklets, and now I should be able to move that on over to there. And then you can anchor the docklets back on down to whatever order that you want them in. I wouldn't have celluloid there. Now I've got the backgrounds actually changing every 1 minute, and I just added my file and it's reading off of the file that I made up inside of XFCE4 backdrops it's called, and so I asked it to read from that particular file with all of my backgrounds in. So it's just showing the same background, but they're just different colours. It's doing it as a slideshow. Fantastic. It just works. Everything just works on in here. It's fantastic. I think this is near the end of the video now. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure on what is going on. No, it isn't. It isn't the end yet. We have some screen effects to go on in Flipper to muck around with in a minute. Applets, I think we're going to go down to extensions. No? What are you putting in up there? Ah, startup applications, yes. We're going to add Planck to startup. Now, as you can see, where it says System Reports and Update Manager, they've now been reduced down to 3 seconds and 2 seconds, and it works fine. I don't know why the Linux Mint team, I guess it's for older hardware, like a laptop or what have you. So it doesn't boot up and get confused at boot up, I guess. But if you're using quite a powerful machine like I use, then you can reduce it on down. And that's all you do. You just add the application Planck and it will start up at boot straight like that. There you go. Everything just working. Lovely jubbly. Now, have we had the extension? No, we're going back in here. Maybe I'm going to keep the icons at 80, but just reduce this down a little bit more. Yeah, it's too big. Don't need them that big. Maybe I'll reduce them down a little bit more on the zoom. I don't know. Maybe that's all right. It's not too bad. Don't want it too far on up. I mean, I remember Docky. Docky was fantastic. No gripes in XFCE, nothing like that. I wish someone would take over the development of Docky. Docky just worked straight on out the bag. No messing whatsoever. But of course, people like Planck, because Planck's well known in elementary OS. It's also used inside Rhino OS as well. Yeah, that's a bit unhide delay is a bit too long, really, isn't it? You want that as less as possible, really. Yeah, you want it instant, mate. Don't worry about the hide so much. So that's about, boink. That's kind of slow, isn't it? But I think I'll leave it at that. Show unpinned. Everything's fine on there. And once I reboot, it'll be fine. Now, what I'm going to be doing next, I believe, is effects, basically. There's an effect that you can have for your workspaces. Got a total of 4 of them on here altogether. We're going to get download. I think it's called Flipper. I'm pretty sure it is, because the other one that's on here is it crashes. There's Flipper and there's the other one as well. You get Cube on here too. There we are, Flipper it's called. And so I do work. I couldn't remember the name of it. I wasn't sure if it was that one or the one further down. I know the one of them crashes your system. Oh, I think it's the one further down that does it. Transparent panels. No, it's not that one. That's Reloaded. You can change color of them as well. Change the color of them as you wish. Workspace scroller is the one that is broken. You end up not being able to get on into anything. Or was it Slider? It might have been Slider actually. One of those is broken. Well, we're going to go for Flipper because there's some nice transitions that you can have on here. Once you got it working and actually sorted it on out, it does kind of work. You go on into general. I think I went for Cube, although I couldn't get it going at first because you have to reduce some of the effects, the animation and the zoom as well. You could have it as Expo or with cubic bounce. It didn't really work though at first because I'm not sure about the controls on here. It needs re-looking at. That's not right. Definitely not. And I wasn't going all the way on through. So I had to go back the other way with when I was changing over between the different workspaces. So I was like, what the hell's going on? Why isn't this working? So I tried all of these. Flip, I tried, and that's not working properly. What the hell's going on? I was thinking to myself. And there's Slide as well. Slide's a nice one, and it was that I wanted to get going, but instead I ended up with Cube in the end. I'll have to have another look at this because something's not quite right. Include panels. Yeah, if you do that, it's weird. I don't know why I came off of there. Yeah, see, it just darkens everything. It's not right. That's not how it should be. Not at all. That is not right at all. So in the end, I did get it working. It was just a bit of a workaround. I don't know if I had to reboot maybe to get those other effects going because they just weren't working properly. There we go. And so I did a reboot, altered those around off camera, and now of course we got the nice cube switching workspaces. I do like that effect. I knew we could have that. Well, we can have that in the XFCE if we use Compiz, of course. Yeah, so basically what I didn't have was allow cycling through workspaces. So as soon as I get to number 4, I could go back to number 1 again. It should be there now so we can go all the way on through. But yeah, kind of thing that you can do on Cinnamon. I like it. It's different. Coming from a Windows perspective, you really do need these type of effects if you've got a powerful enough computer. But Cinnamon used to be heavy years ago with its effects and what have you, and it used to keep on crashing all the time on different hardware, and I don't know if it still does to this day, but it used to just crash all the time. And so they reduced down the effects that you can have because it used to be full of them. As soon as you boot up, all the effects were there straight away. No messing years and years ago. But now, it's come on leaps and bounds. Cinnamon Desktop has come on really well. So yeah, that's basically what I'm using is the cube, and it flips it quite nicely, I think, to different workspaces. There you go. So that is it. I do believe that is it. Everything's just working. Everything's tickety-boo in here. Very disappointed that I couldn't get LMDE installed, but I think I'll give it a go on a laptop. Anyway, looks like that is it. That is all I wanted to show today, what you can do and make it your own, basically. That's what Linux is all about, is making it your own.